favorite moment in this entire. Maybe I should complicate this before I start speaking here.
Welcome to Comics League Live, and we're ready to rant. I'm here with Jarrett Heat. What's up, brother?
What's up?
Nick should be coming on soon if he remembers that I sent him a link, but in which case we'll still do stuff. So today we're doing two things. Number one, we're celebrating 2 years of this channel. So there's that, the big two. And we might as well just celebrate it in the best way possible with this little beauty. So there you go. Hey, Taladia's here. Actually, you know what? Taladia,
hey, bring in everybody. Bring in Snyder Queen. Let's have a party.
Yeah, she'll hopefully show up.
Maybe.
And so it's once again, Taladia, we're talking worst decisions in comic books. And actually, even if you don't know a lot of these, Taladia, it'll be fun to get your reaction. So I'm going to go ahead and send you the link. So 2 years of the channel. Wow, where does the time go? And this is the year where everything grew. So that's my 2 year. So now my number one for worst decisions in comic books is putting Brian Michael Bendis on Superman. Yep, there you go. It has to be that one, right? It has to be that one.
Do you know how so much has stemmed from that decision? I could forgive Tim Drake naming himself the Drake, for God's sake. Like really a duck. I could forgive Wonder Comics. I could even but breaking up the super. Do you know how much of a ripple effect breaking up the Super Sons caused?
I know.
Don't talk about Super Sons when Tevye is here, guys.
Wait, Tevye's here already?
No, he'll be on. He'll be on.
He'll be coming here. If you mention Super Sons, he will legit. He'll go on.
He'll be. Oh, there he is! Right on time. Right on time. What's up, dude? How you doing? We're talking about.
Hold on. Tevye, if you're listening, what do you think of the Adam Glass run? I'm curious. Adam Glass.
There you go. I knew it.
I could resist.
You had to, dude.
Dude, as soon as you mention Super Sons, he'll pop.
He shows up. It's like if you say like Beetlejuice 3 times in a mirror, a ghost shows up.
Yo, by the way, I watched your YouTube short.
Yeah.
Crazy that your reaction.
Yeah, I know. I put up a YouTube short talked about why, even though Henry Cavill is in like some kind of like post-credit scene, is still significant, and it's blowing up.
And I'm curious about that. Like, I get it. You know, first of all, the black suit was a one-time thing and to sell some merchandise. The black suit is hardly ever used outside of the Reign of Superman story, outside of reference to it. So does it really matter which suit Cavill's in?
No, because this takes place also like after Justice League, so it's conceivable he changed suits. The red suit was right behind him in the Kryptonian ship.
Yeah.
I don't see the rage.
Yeah. By the way, Jarrett, did you take a look at DMs that Nick sent you about last night? What we discussed?
About what?
About what's the name? For the panelist.
Yeah, for a panelist. You guys talked to? Oh yeah. Because I was what's actually kind of funny is I was actually on a panel with that person today, and they mentioned, oh, Nick from the Phoenix Press told me about you, and I'm like, oh really?
Yeah, and Nick DM'd me, and he was like, I told her ask you. See what day you want to do it.
So anyway, here's the thing. There's not anything good that came from when they put Brian Michael Bendis on Superman. Like, nothing good came out of that. Literally nothing.
He killed Superman. That's the best way to put it.
Okay, this is what I remember. Tell me if I miss anything.
All right.
They turned Lois Lane to a diva. Exposed Clark Kent again after already doing Truth in the New 52.
Which they did better then.
To be fair, yeah, I'll admit Truth was a better story, not gonna lie. Brought Jor-El back, delayed Doomsday Clock, had John Kent on Earth 3 tortured for years. Brought Jor-El back. Hold on,
I know. Well, here's the thing. Also, they were also implying that Lois Lane was sleeping with Lex Luthor. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. Indeed, he ruined everything. He killed the Super Sons. Okay, we got it. To do the Rogol Czar stuff.
Rogol Czar? No, we're having that conversation. What's wrong with Rogol Czar?
Because
he was nothing more than a Lobo ripoff. I mean, we can call it for what it is. But...
Well, yeah, and every writer tries to explain, no, this is really what blew up Krypton. No, this is what blew up Krypton. No, this is, and I'm like, stop it, guys, stop it. It's not working.
But we gotta look to the future, guys. That's what we should be talking about. The future of DC Comics right now.
Yeah,
and while I have you, and quick tangent about that, the dawn of DCU. What do y'all think about that? Like this, is it like y'all think it's like going to be like a fresh coat of paint or a full scale reboot?
I think it's gonna be a full scale reboot.
No, at the moment, from what The Rock has said, we're getting back on track where we originally started.
No, the dawn of the DCU is in the comics and not the movies.
Not the movies.
Not the movie. Okay, in the comics, I think it's a full reboot. Yeah.
Yeah, because we obviously know that if they bring in Henry Cavill, if they bring back Henry Cavill, they ain't doing any reboots.
No.
No, they wouldn't have brought back Henry Cavill. They wouldn't have spent the money on the contract.
Recasting Amber Heard would be a nice touch, but other than that, I have no complaints.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to say this right now. Aquaman is getting massive reshoots, and this was posted on their Instagram account of Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you got to get your pitchfork out for that. You got to get your pitchfork out for that.
Oh, you mean the band hammer?
No. Yeah, he's got to get it out.
I got it. But yeah, any mention of She-Who must not be named. Oh yeah, no one remembers Leviathan. Exactly.
Who?
It was an event in DC where they used it to like destroy all the spy organizations. It was another forgettable Bendis event. But also, let's not forget. Speaking of Tom King. If you're a Wally West fan, what he did to Wally West in Heroes in Crisis.
I need a minute.
Which is why when I was watching Young Justice and they brought up, we need a place where we can go to recover from trauma. I'm like, oh no, they're doing Heroes in Crisis in the show.
It's infinite. No. You know, hot take. Infinite Crisis. No, not Infinite Crisis. Identity Crisis. Thank you. Identity Crisis was better than anything Tom King pulled.
Yeah. Oh,
and by all means,
quick thing.
In the comments.
Quick thing.
I am Phoenix.
Look who decided to show up.
Nick, how you doing?
We got the boys. The boys are back again.
Back in town.
The boys are back.
So we're talking worst decisions in comic books. And
now we're on Heroes.
Hiring Brian Michael Bendis.
There you go. Well, we already covered that one, and we know that. You know, it's kind of funny. As soon as we said Super Friends, that Tevye showed up.
Super Sons, get it right.
By the way, Jacob Ayer says every decision Dan DiDio did with Wally West and Dick Grayson. Oh no! Him being shot in the head and becoming Rick Grayson. Like,
Jarrett, why did you say that name?
What? Oh, okay. You requested, so where is it?
Why did you say that name?
I still can't believe no one understands that scene still.
Do you guys want a deep cut of bad decisions?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
One word. Penance.
All right.
The Civil War storyline of
give you
turning
that.
Speedball into Penance. That is like the most edgelord story to ever seriously. That seriously the Crow. It makes the Crow look like a day at church.
So I was gonna bring this up, right? As soon as I joined the stream, right, Jarrett talks about Super Sons. And was it Jahi? I think it was Jahi and Jarrett talking about Super Sons. Tevye joins in within
right at that moment. Right
in 2 minutes.
It's like how you see Beetlejuice in a mirror a couple of times and then a ghost shows up.
It's like he's got his ears tuned.
Also, his horrible Young Justice run.
What was wrong with the 90s jacket? I had nothing against it.
No, because here's why. Because now it's just they also have the really stupid haircut with the 90s jacket.
Wait, they brought that back.
Yeah. Because remember, Superboy in my era was jeans, t-shirt, and like
I'm sorry.
hair.
That was with Jeff Johns.
Jared, file this under top 10 anime betrayals because I got to go J Heat here.
No,
I love the leather jacket and the glove.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, I get it. It's an interesting look, but here's the problem, though. Here's my problem with what Bendis did. He literally was trying to recreate the 90s, but there's a reason why the 90s stopped. He might as well have given all the characters pouches everywhere and just gotten it over with, right?
Oh, like Extreme Justice.
So are you saying that I should give Avery a leather jacket and lots of pouches?
Oh no!
Oh God, no!
I have nothing against Connor Kent, and I no problem. It's Connor Kent missing for years, and plus I think that there was
Wait, didn't they do like a Connor and Bart parody, the New 52, like Bar Centaur and what was it called? Like the New 52 Teen Titans run everyone hated.
They did. You mean the Tron suit one?
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. But he was Con-El. He wasn't Connor.
Nick,
while
I have you, which one of these two books is worse? Heroes in Crisis or One Bad Day?
I can answer that. Heroes in Crisis.
I don't know because I haven't read either book, so I can't make a comment.
Wait, you've never read One Bad Day?
No, but it sounds especially like One More Day, and I'm predisposed.
No, that's what I'm saying. One More Day. That's what I'm saying. One More Day.
Oh, One More Day. One More Day. Like seriously. No, that's without a like seriously. The only thing worse than One Bad Day is the Gwen Stacy story.
Yeah, you mean when she sleeps with Norman Osborn?
That is the only thing worse. Like seriously, they somehow. Like, I never thought they could do a worse comic than One More Day, but they somehow found a way.
Here's one I want to ask. Even though it's a movie, can it count the Killing Joke movie with Batman and Batgirl sleeping together?
That might as well be the same story.
I mean, here's the thing. The book is great. The comic is good. Why could they just adapt the comic without adding that?
Okay. Let's be fair here. The part where they adapted the comic,
that was good. It was half the movie, though.
The prequel is controversial, and I'm one of those people where I don't see why people are make such a big deal out of it, but I realize
gross, that's why.
I disagree with you on that, but we can agree to disagree.
All right. Well, in that case, for that one, I have to say this, Nick.
That's crossing the line.
I am so glad that you started including that one.
Yeah, it's a lady. What's up, dude?
Do you mind if I quickly just mention this because I want to get this out the way before we continue on talking about comics? Be aware, guys. The spoilers are being put out for Gotham Knights right now.
Pre-ordered. I pre-ordered.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
There's a spoiler of the game of the opening scene right now been posted on YouTube.
Wait, are you saying Stephanie Brown is in Gotham Knights?
Nick, stop trying to make Stephanie Brown happen.
No,
he said spoiler alert. So, spoiler.
Dude,
we get it.
Dude,
you didn't get the joke.
All right, hey, hang on, Taladia. I feel like this is an oldie, but I kind of have to break this one out. And by the way, I'm not a big fan of the Killing Joke. The comic that's a hot take, if I may say so myself.
But honestly, given how much Alan Moore has been speaking out, I feel like that's going to become a more common take.
You mean telling people if they read Batman they're going to become fascists?
It's almost like if you insult the audience.
Alan Moore. I'm like, wait a second here.
To be fair, Alan Moore was never really a big hero fan. Killing Joke was technically a favor.
Yeah, if you read Watchmen, the dude's not a fan of superheroes.
Also, have you ever read the joke for Killing script? It is nigh unreadable. It's literally all caps and just like a full block of text.
Is that what you were telling me about that one time?
Yeah. But you can find it online. It is like you would think a fifth grader wrote it, not literally a person who would consider one of the greatest comic writers of all time.
Yeah. I have a decision. I have a moment for worst decision ever made in comics. And really, this is one that's infamous.
Okay.
That I really feel like in order to, it's a more modern one, but it's when John Ridley was writing Superman and had him be violated in prison.
Superman Red and Blue.
Yeah. Like, what?
So I want to ask you guys this question, right?
What?
Superman Aliens. Your thoughts on that?
It was great because an alien tries to burst out of his chest but can't get out because it's a Man of Steel, so it just dies and Superman just burps. I'm like, that's great. Now here's the thing. How about JLA Predators?
I haven't read that comic. I've read Superman Aliens though.
I think it's great though. These Superman aliens.
Batman Predator is actually one of the best comic books ever. So
yeah. Oh, and by the way, Tevia, this I agree with. Knowing the Teen Titans history now, because at the time because remember I got in the New 52 and I didn't know this, so when I figured out the new Teen Titans history, I went, oh, they butchered him. Same thing with Green Arrow. Hey, what's up, Lawrence Snyder Gun? What's up, dude?
If you want a good recap of Titan history, either the George Perez Omnibus, Teen Titans 03, not Go, 03. It doesn't give you everything, but it does give you a nice little child-friendly package.
Speaking of
Titans is actually a really good comic run from like the late 90s, early 2000s. That's actually a really good comic.
Speaking of Omnibuy, I completed all 3 Jeff Johns Green Lantern Omnibuy. They are fantastic. Oh, here's a decision. Putting Grant Morrison on Green Lantern because he completely got rid of everything here.
To be fair, if you hire Grant Morrison, you got to expect some weird crap.
What's kind of funny is that I love where whenever he creates a team, whenever he starts writing a team, he just kills everyone and just redoes the whole lineup.
Now, to be fair, his Batman Leviathan, basically his Batman run with Damian Wayne, that's some of his best work. You got to admit.
Oh, yes.
Second to Animal Man.
Actually, I think his best work, honestly, is probably his JLA run. Because, dude, that JLA run is legit.
Arkham Asylum.
Oh, and Arkham Asylum. Okay, that's cool. His weirdest work is Final Crisis. I still don't understand what the hell is going on with that one.
Have you ever read his Doom Patrol run?
No.
Okay, like seriously. So basically, the show that we're getting now is pretty much all based off of Jeff Johns' run. So you think if the show is weird, you have not read the comics.
I will say this, but Barry Jorgen makes a good point. The new 52 Justice League run was fantastic. And what the Snyderverse is based off of mostly. Darkseid War Stands is my favorite Justice League storyline of all time, short of Last Ride.
Now, some say that the Tuckerverse was based on Batman Brave and the Bold, not the DCAMU. But which is the better out of the 3? Tuckerverse or Batman Brave and the Bold, DCAU, or DCAMU?
DCAU.
Wait, you said DCAMU?
I say DCAMU.
Yeah.
I said DCAU.
DCAU.
Do you know why I say DCAMU? Superman, Wonder Woman. And those first two, that first movie was legit, page per page Justice League War. I mean origin.
Wait. But I was going to bring this up, right? We have to talk about this. Wonder Bat is a thing, right? And fight me on this.
Yes. I'm so glad.
I've never had to remove you, Taladia. But here's the thing: if Wonder Bat's if Wonder Bat's a thing, how come Batman told Wonder Woman no?
Now, to be fair, there is a Wonder Bat. It's Damian Wayne with Cassie.
That works. See that works. But Barry, here's the funny part, by the way. In the universes where they do Wonder Bat, by the way, because there's one in Dark Knight's Metal, they produce evil children. So I'm like, maybe the universe is telling. But my favorite Wonder Bat moment actually is in Batman. It was in a Batman Wonder Woman book where they're trapped in this other dimension for years. They go into Smooch, and then it just ends the issue. It picks up, and Batman goes, "No, this is not happening. This will never happen."
So that is a direct. That's like Batman talking directly to the audience.
Yeah, it's like DC saying, "Nope."
I will give one counterpoint. All
right.
Injustice. I rest my case.
Well, here's the problem with that, though.
Wait. Injustice has Superman and Wonder Woman. That's where you got it.
But Here's the difference. I'm talking about good Wonder Woman, because here's the difference. I'm convinced that if Wonder Woman were not evil, because it's established in Injustice 2 that she corrupted Superman, had Wonder Woman not been evil, I think Superman would have turned good at the eventually.
No, if Wonder Woman wasn't evil, you basically get a modern ripoff of Kingdom Come. But I get your point.
But also the fact is she's the rebound girl of Lois Lane.
Also, I'm not saying it works in every universe, but here's the thing. Wait. Also, it doesn't. Wonder Bat doesn't even work in Injustice. So what's the point of that argument? Go ahead, Nick.
Superman, Red Sun.
Yeah.
Come on. Superman, Wonder Woman is a thing in that one.
Yeah. And by the way, Superman's actually a pretty good guy in that book. He just is misguided, but he ends up saving the world.
Well, Superman's a good guy in just about every story he's in. If he's not corrupted, mind controlled, or anything.
Except for kind of Injustice. But that's Injustice.
By the time we reach Injustice,
no. To be fair, Injustice.
Here's a comic crime. Actually, here's a comic crime. That Injustice movie.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crap.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry I talked over you.
Basically, Injustice is the ultimate example of Joker's one bad day theory.
Yes, that's actually really good. Because Superman has the one, and it happened to the most incorruptible of us. Oh, here we go. Has to be the day, one more day which ruins Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yep. We've already established that, Tevia.
Yeah. I don't mind Superman and Wonder Woman dating in my head canon. They dated once but broke up. Okay. Yeah.
That's livable.
But here's the thing. Let me put it this way. Even if you don't like Superman and Wonder Woman, Wonder Bat is not any better. It's not gonna work out. Because here's the thing. Ultimately, if Batman can't be in a relationship because he's focused too much on his mission of protecting Gotham City.
I'm gonna do something, Jarrett. I'm gonna do something for you that's gonna make you very happy.
Okay, thank you. But anyway, going back, another crime that I think really a crime that almost happened that would have been the worst decision in comics. Was did I ever tell you, Jarrett, the story of the rape of Wonder Woman? So in the 90s, you know how they had like Batman Nightfall and the death of Superman?
Yeah.
So they wanted to create, they wanted to have an edgy storyline for Wonder Woman. So Mark Millar proposed. So they brought up all the writers together, and Mark Millar raised up and goes, "Okay, so here's a story idea. It was a joke. He was not serious. I want to emphasize this."
Okay.
He goes, "How about the rape of Wonder Woman, where she's raped for like 10 pages?" And we're like,
"Didn't they repurpose that in Identity Crisis with elongated man's wife?"
Yeah, probably. Who wrote that? Joss Whedon. Wait. Hang on.
Why did you say that name?
You had to do that.
Jared, check messages on Twitter.
Oh, bye. And Tabby,
I have a gift for you.
What about the horrible DCU era? Yeah,
no, DCU was not that bad because you had Earth 2, you had Robin, son of Batman. You had some good stories there.
Nick, all right, I gotta share this meme. I'm gonna share my Twitter DM page right now. But read this. This is funny. Stop trying to make Wonder Bat a thing. It's not gonna happen.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Wonder Bat is a thing.
And by the way,
show that again.
And by the way, Snyder Queen, that one's for you.
I never saw it. I was doing editing something.
All right, hang on.
Wait, I'm gonna post this on Twitter. I'm gonna tag both you and Snyder Queen in it.
Please do.
But it's like, you know how it's like what?
Dahik is a Wonder Bat?
No idea.
Huh.
He probably means what the,
Oh yeah, what's a Wonder Bat? It's the shipping of Batman and Wonder Woman. It makes no sense. So.
Oh, it makes sense. It's just not going to happen, but it makes sense.
Gonna happen.
All right. I posted the meme and I tagged both you and Snyder Queen.
All right. So anyway, back to what we're talking about. Other worst decisions. Actually, you know, Jay Heat. Well, that's another horrible comic decision.
Okay, hold on. This one's gonna take.
Oh, I thought that was a Man Bat ripoff.
Log, you just won the internet for today.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna give you this. I gotta give you something here. I gotta give you a good one. Hang on. I'm giving you this. And one more. And by the way, that shot is incredible. Where the heat visions are like clashing. I'm like, yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. That was so good. That was the best comment I think I've gotten.
One of the worst decisions.
Can we just agree that Lug has won the internet for today?
Yes, you have. You have. All right, so go ahead, Jay.
Okay, one of the worst decisions. The New 52 from ever happening. Now, let's count it for what it is. It did attract new readers, and I appreciate you being part of the fan base, Jarrett. I really do. But if we actually apply both editorially, commercially, sales, and in craft of the characters, it kind of imploded within the span of 5 years.
All right.
Rebirth was New 52's last leg.
Here's the problem. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Okay, so I generally think 52 is okay, but here's the problem with New 52 is they pitched it as, we're going to throw away all of the continuity.
And they didn't.
And we're gonna start fresh, and they just kind of picked and chose that they made stupid changes to things. It's like
Lobo.
And because of that stigma, the DCAMU had little to no momentum at all, and that's not even factoring Arrowverse.
Yeah,
like
I'm willing to be fair here.
It would be one thing if they threw away all the continuity and started fresh. At least then you can say they're starting. But the fact that they chose some things to carry over, you know.
It's like, wait. It's like, hang on a second. So tell me Batman had 5 Robins in 4 years. And
yeah, the timeline doesn't
They
make
tried
sense.
to tell me that Blackest Night happened despite the fact that half of the important characters to Blackest Night aren't a thing yet. I'm like, what?
It was not planned out. It was not fully planned.
It's like, here's the funny part. Part of the Jeff Johns Green Lantern one goes into New 52, and you legit forget you're in the New 52 if you're just reading it from the omnibus. I'm like, oh, yeah. Why did they get a costume change? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does technically carry over. I think the other ones who really carry over into New 52 are Batman and Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's it.
There could be one more, but I'm pretty sure it's those two.
Although I will say, New 52 gave us Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern.
Okay.
Grail, the daughter of Darkseid.
Fair enough.
Batman on the Mobius share. My point is, there were good ideas in the New 52.
Yeah,
Man of Steel would not be the way it was had it not been for New 52 Superman.
I'm willing to concede that.
I will say this. I feel like the New 52 is really what solidified Red Hood. Red Hood's current iteration, the thing that made Red Hood popular, is really came about because of New 52.
You
like
mean
Red Hood and the Outlaws was a good book.
To an extent, there was already some momentum for Jason's return before that, even if he did have that weird Joker Chrome Dome helmet. But there was some momentum going into the New 52.
Forever Evil was dope. That's the one where the crime syndicate take over the world, and then Lex Luthor has to form the Injustice League to fight them. Like, I love this. The crime syndicate send a bunch of people and Slade Wilson to fight Lex Luthor, and Luthor legit just says, "I'll pay you more than they're paying you," and Deathstroke's like, "Okay." He just switches sides based on money.
Also,
I'm like, yes.
Also, the biggest reason ever. If we never had the New 52, we would not have had the Court of Owls, and we would not have had Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder, the Great Capullo's Batman run, is the whole reason. Like, if
ironically, people named Snyder are great when it comes to DC characters.
Okay, there was.
Tevia brings a good point. Wallace West.
Tevia, I appreciate you, but to be fair, Wallace was a cross promotional character for how Wally West was portrayed on the Arrowverse /CW.
True.
So some of that isn't directly the character's fault. That was cross promotion.
Mm-hmm.
That technically wasn't his fault.
Future's End. The problem with Future's End is that when you hear the idea of the story, it's amazing. But they put too many tie-ins in there, and then it went right off the rails.
You mean like Flashpoint? How a Flash event turned into rebooting the whole universe?
Yeah, exactly.
That was editorial, but okay, fair enough.
And then Convergence was like, I still don't know what the hell happened there.
No, Convergence was DC admitting they screwed up.
Yeah, wait. There was some good stuff in the New 52, like Jonah Hex, but there was a lot of awful stuff, like Titans Lobo, Superboy. All three of those I agree with, because when you see the new 52 Lobo, that is a downgrade if ever I saw one.
Didn't they turn him into like some sort of like Pretty Boy or something?
Pretty Boy Lobo, that's what it was. The Teen Titans were horrible. I mean, the Tron suits were dumb. I'm like, no.
Yeah, and the Superboy Neo suit.
Yeah,
dumb.
I was like, no.
Also,
Wallace West just felt like an experiment that didn't work
I'm
out.
really mad that they got rid of the pre-Flashpoint Red Robin suit, which was basically the Kingdom Come Red Robin suit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but like those 2 years between Batman Battle for the Cowl and the reboot are actually some of the most innovative portions of DC Comics. You had Dick Grayson as Batman, Damian as Nightwing, Stephanie Brown as Batgirl. You know, you had like that Red Robin run is really good. I love my favorite thing is when Ra's al Ghul calls Tim Drake detective. Like that, you realize how high of a compliment
that is a gesture of he's basically calling him Batman.
And ever since, Tim Drake has been a commodity. At best, he's stuck in Damian's shadow. At worst, he's the Forgotten Robin. And the Forgotten Robin's usually Stephanie.
Which is stupid because he shouldn't be, because he figured out who Batman is without any help whatsoever.
This is supposed to be the dynamics of the Robins. Dick Grayson is the golden child. Batman's greatest success. He is the fighting. He is the fighting portion. You know, he's an okay detective. Jason Todd is Batman's greatest failure. You know, he is the perpetual middle child. Tim Drake is the detective. Because Tim Drake and Dick Grayson have more of a symbiotic relation than they realize. Dick is a better fighter, but Tim is a better detective. Okay, but either of them are like Tim is a decent fighter and Dick is a decent detective. But you know,
they balance out.
Yeah, and then Stephanie Brown, she's kind of the Forgotten Robin. Also, we're also forgetting Carrie Kelly, by the way.
She's Elseworld, but I'll count it.
She's Elseworld.
And then Damian Wayne is the son of the Bat. You know, he's like the Ra's al Ghul. They all have their place, you know. And I think Tim being Red Robin is fine. That's perfectly fine.
I will say one of the coolest ideas of like Rebirth was when Batman assembled his own little team. It was like Batwoman, Spoiler, Clayface, Tim Drake. Yeah, Detective Comics run. Yeah, that was cool. And I was see something new that they're doing with Batman, which they so rarely do.
You know what character I really wish they'd done more with? What was that, like that Black Iron Man Batman character?
A Batwing?
Yeah, like I wish, like seriously, like we're talking about diversity characters. There, you created a Batman character.
He should have been the Black Batman instead of Jace Fox, who they invented just to be the Black Batman.
Now, to be fair, Luke did have a brother called Tim Fox, but he was kind of like an off background character who got 1 or 2 lines back in the 70s. It could have been the 80s, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, hold on.
But seriously, why don't see? This is I'm sorry. I'm going to stop myself before I go on a tangent.
Go ahead.
DC has access to Milestone. Why the frick do they not take all those amazing characters? Like, you wanted Black Superman, you got Icon. Rocket.
Exactly.
Like, seriously.
Static Shock, baby. Static's one of the best DC animated shows of all time.
You know, like seriously.
Can't compete with B-Task, but fair point.
Well, I don't even mind that. I don't even mind them that they make Guardian black. You know, like that's fine because he's the character that mantle gets passed around like a hotcake anyways. I don't care. You know, like Rocket. I saw her in Young Justice. She's an interesting character. Like honestly, like seriously, if they had Rocket in the MCU and she became Iron Man, that would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly.
She is Riri Williams done right. I'm gonna say that. Okay.
Ironically, it's kind of funny. I love how the character.
She's what Riri Williams wishes she could have been.
So yeah,
exactly.
They have Naomi too, but again,
that's a disrespect to McDuffie, in my opinion.
Yeah. So go
and
ahead,
then also Vixen. Vixen is an amazing character.
Oh yeah. It's like she was on my third favorite Justice League run was the one that Brad Meltzer did, where like he had like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Black Canary was the leader of the team. Then you had like Vixen, Red Tornado, and like Geoforce, and there was one more character. But anyway, it was the one where like they teamed up with the JSA to help out the Legion of Superheroes. That's another one that was kind of a weird decision they made in the New 52. Is when it was with the Legion of Superheroes, because here's the problem with that. So the Legion exists in early Superman and like Action Comics number in like the early New 52 Action Comics. Then all of a sudden they don't exist anymore until Jeff Johns brings them back in Doomsday Clock.
Well, if you're going for the hit, like if you're talking about the Legion of Superheroes, were first introduced, I think, in the 50s, and then they first got their run in the late 60s.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is that
Legion have been around for a long time.
No, I know that, but what I'm talking about is that in the New 52, at first they existed, but then they didn't. So I'm like, what happened?
Okay.
It was really, really weird. Trust me. And I dug the hell out of the New 52 Superman. That's one where they established that like Lara was like a military commander on Krypton. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. You also had you also had Red Lantern Supergirl, which I thought was pretty dope. So I think another horrible decision, and this links to my first one, but giving Bendis total control of Superman. Like, if they had given him Superman and given someone else Action Comics, I don't think there would have been as big of a public outcry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So go ahead, Tits Lady. Yes, and you want to promote?
Yeah, so guys, before I head out, I've got like it's 2:30 in the morning here. So we've got the under my YouTube page, myself, Jarrett, and Nick will be doing a panel together. We'll be talking DC. We've been planning this for the last couple of last week or so, and it's going to be great. And November 5th, guys, we've got November 5th is the date. We've set a date for it. November 5th will be the stream on my channel, which is at Taladia Plays. Now I'm going to put that in the chat, in the private group chat. And yes, Nick. And also,
of course, we can do that. I know you want to do that, Nick. Geez, you're like it's heavier with the Super Sons.
Yeah, and on the panel as well, we'll be talking about Screecher. And if you guys sub to my channel, and if you sub to my channel, and if you purchase the Screecher, I want to see the receipts, guys. You send it to me, so we can see proof of purchase. So you do 2 for 1. You get one, you buy one, and you get one free. So, and also I'll be doing the Gotham Knight stream now. I'm gonna.
We know you will. Jeez, you're the Gotham Knights dude. You're the Screecher dude, and Terry's the Super Sons dude.
No, but I'm also.
And Jared, you're just the awesome dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
But and someone is like the badass
Screecher? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Any opinion on the New 52 Doom Dark? We will get.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a
minute. Also, I want to say one more thing while Lady's still here. Court of Owls. If New 52, if New 52, if anything, it was Court of Owls.
Court of Owls is in Gotham Knights.
Yes.
Expanded.
Okay.
That's what I'll say, right? So you gotta tune into my stream to check it out.
Well, Gotham Knights is now 10 out of 10 game of the year.
And if Jared is been able to crossplay with me and him will co-stream. We're gonna try and do that. We're gonna plan that out one of the days.
You can see me dominate as Red Hood.
Oh yeah, and I'll be.
I'm playing as the Jim Lee Red Hood. Let's do it.
I'm Nightwatch skins. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Nightwing Jim Lee suit. That's what I'm going for. But that being said, though, I've been your boy Taladia Plays. Hope you do like this stream, guys. Make sure you share this stream as well, guys. Help Jared out. Get it up to.
Help me out, guys.
No, not me, Jared. Him, Jared.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Jared.
What is it with having the name Jared and being the coolest dudes ever?
I don't know. It just happens.
It just happens.
To be fair, the way you spell my name is in the chat.
Yeah, so make sure you guys do share and help him community and whatnot. And I will see you guys next time. And don't forget, stream with me, Jared, and Nick November 5th. So stay safe out there.
Please support his channel.
Adios.
I just realized his stream is on the 5th of November. It's
Yeah.
on Burning Day.
Yes.
Guy Fawkes. We're having on Guy Fawkes Day.
All right.
Yes, Guy Fawkes.
Oh,
yeah.
Taladia, I need to talk to you in private at some point. I may be doing a special performance.
Okay, cool. DM me tomorrow. We'll sort something out tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, so lady, I'll see you around, brother.
All right, peace out, guys.
So, Doomdark, when Superman turned into Doomsday. So, I thought this was actually a cool idea because whenever a Doomsday shows up in a Superman comics for the first time, the first thing you think of is they're going to kill Superman and bring him back to life. But this at least did something new with the idea. So I was like, oh, okay, this is actually really cool.
I respect it. I grew up in comics as a kid around the latter half of post-crisis before the New 52. So that kind of holds a place in my heart. But there are some stories in the New 52 I can respect. So I'll concede that.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't you dare be knocking Darkseid War. Then we're really going to have some issues.
Hey, I'm not knocking Darkseid War. Why would I? That's a good book.
I know. I know. I'll tell you what. To make it up for you, I'll kick Nick. Oh,
You're wrong for that, man.
All right, Nick. By the way, so are we. He's finally gone.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch,
if I ran DC, dudes.
Wait. What was a better day? Dido leaving or Bendis leaving?
Bendis leaving because I'm a Superman fan.
I gotta say Dido leaving because then Stephanie Brown could finally get some respect she deserves.
Or Dick Grayson or Wally West. But
no, what I'm saying is Dido has a hate boner with Stephanie Brown. That's why I'm saying it.
Well, he had a hate boner towards legacies in general. Didn't he? Tried to kill off Nightwing with Camo Nuke Bloodhaven. That's old.
Yeah.
Imagine if that went through.
So I always said that if I ran DC, I would have a new publishing initiative. You know how when he was coming to DC that they had those ads, Bendis is coming. I would have my initiative in the ads would be Bendis is leaving, and I would make it very clear we're wiping everything Bendis has ever done. In fact, I would actually, in interviews, I would say, oh yeah, anything Michael Bendis did, any characters he created, no, they're dead. They're gone. We're going to wipe the slate. De-Bendis DC. That's it. Including, and Tev, you're going to love me for this, the first thing I would do to really mess with people and get people freaking out is DH John Kent. By making it, I would make it where this one still exists. He's just an evil clone that was created by Ultraman.
Man.
That way he still exists. He's evil, which is not really that off if you're reading Son of Kal-El, but all right.
Sorry, every time you say Ultraman, I think of the Japanese hero.
No, I mean...
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
The Superman clone that snorts kryptonite like it's cocaine. That's actually really cool, kind of. It's like he owns kryptonite in his hand. He goes. I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
Oh man, Infinite Crisis.
Yeah,
I just want to see like a picture of Ultraman with like cocaine crack spilled over his desk, like Scarface.
He's doing lines of kryptonite. Now let me ask you this.
No, wait. He's doing lines of coke off of a stripper Lois Lane's tits.
Keep this PG, Nick. How many times do I have to tell you this? This is the third stream in a row. Jeez. All right. Now let me ask you guys this: which crisis, before we move on to worse Marvel decisions, which crisis do you think is a crime? Me, it's Final because it doesn't make sense.
Well, Zero Hour was a bit of a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Crisis in Time. I would have to say the current crisis because I'm not feeling the dread here. I feel like it's just death metal doing a do-over.
Yeah,
Any crisis that is not Crisis on Two Earth or Crisis on Infinite Worlds. Anything other than that is a mess. Infinite
Crisis was great. What are you talking about? Superboy Prime kills everyone. But yeah, I do agree with you to a certain degree.
Oh no, Superboy Prime, that was a massacre.
Yeah. Oh no, he's tearing people's arms off. I will say my favorite Blackest Night tie-in is when he's reading the same comic he's featured in. And he goes, "I have to get Adventure Comics 5 to find out what happens to me." Yeah, Flashpoint was a really stop calling the New 52 horrible, Tevia. That's really annoying right now.
Flashpoint was a precursor to New 52. People often confuse that.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't. Yeah, exactly. But I think here's the thing. In Final Crisis, it's like, so Superman sings Darkseid to death, and then it's like I'm just like, what the hell is going on here?
The Miracle Machine. It was just.
It's very Grant Morrison-y in that you need a straitjacket in order to read his books. Which is, I'm like, I read his X-Men run, I read his Justice League run. Everything else is like moderately sane.
I feel like Final Crisis.
The difference between that, he probably had a better editor on those runs.
True.
You know, someone who could rein him in, someone who could tell him to f right off.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you actually censoring yourself this time, Nick.
Please. Thank you.
But Nick, all right, you already answered. So to Marvel, I think the chief Marvel crime really is revealing Spider-Man's identity in Civil War, because the ripples that had. Because then you had him selling his marriage to Mary Jane, which screwed Spider-Man for years. So really, that one decision was the crime. When you think about it, that was the nexus point.
Okay, so can we establish some ground rules here? Anything after 2015 is off limits, because we all agree anything all new, all different Marvel is just, you know, bad.
Oh, also,
no. Before we establish that rule, turning Captain America into a Nazi in 2016.
Yes. Wait. Turning
that is so bad. It does.
If it were an Elseworld story, that would have been great.
Barely get away with it.
But the main Captain America, you can tell they had to change that story at the end, because it's like they're building up to, no, that's just Steve, and then it's like,
Steve.
Oh no! There's another Steve inside Steve-O, and then we're gonna assemble the Cosmic Cube. Then Falcon's gonna reach into Steve-O's chest and pull out the good Steve. I'm like, the hell is going on right now?
To be fair, there have been like storylines where it's like alternate timeline characters, because I remember there was like an Excalibur storyline where it was an alternate Earth where the Nazis won and Excalibur were actually Nazi agents. That was an alternate timeline.
No, that's great. That's what I'm saying. Secret Empire would have been
Come on.
Yeah, Injustice. That's what I say. Tom Taylor is fantastic at writing Elseworld storylines, because you have Deceased, Injustice, Dark Knights of Steel. He's great at that. I love his Elseworld stuff. But anyway, back to Marvel. It's like, if they had done it Elseworlds, I don't think they would have gotten the same reaction that they got. But anyway, and yes, we're all just going to ignore all new, all different, because all of that is a crime. I'm just going to say that right there. That was all just one bad decision after another, particularly since that was during the MCU. So if you saw a Thor movie and wanted to read a Thor comic book, you pick up like with the latest Thor. Who's this girl?
Though, to be fair, a lot of Phase 4 is based off that era. So.
Oh, I can tell that the quality reflects it. So I'm like, what? So anyway, that's my first chief crime of that era. So I'll go to Jay Heat next. What's up?
Well, since we're not counting the recent stuff, I would have to go with One More Day.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on.
Yeah, I said mine, Penance.
Oh, I have another one. Undermining Jonathan Hickman's plan for the X-Men. Because when you read Hawks and Pox, oh my gosh, the potential. But it just turned too much into the island people that were having orgies. I'm like, the hell is going on right now? Get them off the island. Now I just want to throw the island into the sun now. It's heavier. You can like Jane Foster Thor. The problem is that they shouldn't have replaced Thor. Is that
now they did, but they were able to salvage the God Butcher arc by actually calling the Norse god, the Asgardians, out on their vanity. They were able to salvage it in spite of what happened earlier, in spite of the editorial.
Yeah. The problem is that Thor is not a mantle. It's a dude's name. It says whoever
has this hammer shall have the power of Thor.
They don't say shall become Thor. Had they said that, and then here's Jason Aaron. No, it's really a mantle. Where does it say on the hammer? Oh,
shall have the power of Thor. Now here's the thing, and this is an MCU example. But when Captain America, when he wielded Mjolnir, did he become Thor? No,
Captain
he had
Thor.
the power of Thor. So like the logic would dictate.
Actually,
if Captain America was wielding Mjolnir, he would have gotten the armor, he would have gotten Thor. But no, he just could use a hammer and he could call the lightning. He had the power of Thor.
Yeah. So my next one takes place after All New, All Different. I have to bring this up. When they made She-Hulk, basically Hulk.
I actually forgot that existed. Thank you
right.
for reminding me.
Yeah.
Oh, if we're talking about Hulks, Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, but that's All New, All Different. But hang on, I want to show you this. So Nick, basically what they did is they took She-Hulk, took her away from being the hot chick she is, who used her sexuality, and bulked her up severely so she looked like Hulk. And then she started speaking like the Hulk, like she would say, "Hulk smash." And I'm like, "Hulk love Thor," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is brain damaging."
Wait, did she say Hulk loves Thor?
No, but she was dating Thor.
Oh, I thought it says okay.
No, but I was just using.
I thought she was like. I thought there was some incestuous.
Nick, you're not the only one who thought that. You're not the only one who thought that.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my gosh, but yeah, but it's like there's that. But also, any opinion?
It's like,
hang on.
I didn't realize they were trying to build up the old man Logan.
Here's another one. Actually, Tevia brings up a good point. Bringing Miles Morales into the main Marvel universe and keeping Peter Parker as Spider-Man. So now you have two Spider-Men that are both called Spider-Man at the same time, and Miles Morales does not have a unique identity or a unique set of villains.
Huh.
I'll argue.
Extent.
Miles only became relevant after
Because
Into
the
the
movie.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, because another Brian Michael Bendis character, but
Miles Morales was one of the few of Bendis' successes. You got to give it to him.
Well, yeah, because he had a movie.
The movie.
Because before,
Lord and Miller basically re-engineered the character and made him interesting.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When he was created, he was fine. Because guess what? Peter Parker died. There's no identity confusion on Spider-Man. Spoiler alert, Peter Parker dies at the end of
Spider-Man. They had to bring him back.
They did bring him back, but Peter Parker did not reassume the Spider-Man mantle. He said, no, you keep it. And then they destroyed the Ultimate Universe.
And if you're going to do something that drastic, why not do it in the Ultimate Universe?
Here's another crime, since we're talking about the Ultimate Universe, Ultimatum.
Now, here's a good hot take.
The Ultimate Universe had so much promise. Like, I'm sorry, early Ultimate is so good. Like, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man are still some of my favorite comic books.
By the time you get to the end.
And Ultimate Avengers is actually pretty cool in the early issues.
And some would say
you know what I'm referencing, Jarrett. You know what I'm referencing.
Yeah.
What do you think this A stands for?
Go on there, J-Heat.
But I was going to say, some would say Apocalypse War is DC's version of Ultimatum, if you really think about it.
No, it's not.
So, hey, that's what I've been hearing online. I don't think that, but that's what I've heard. If anything, I saw it as an adaptation of Darkseid War.
It's the adaptation of Darkseid War. It's a mix. Actually,
I really feel like Marvel and DC, they need to do a new version of the Ultimate Comics.
Yes.
And just let if you want all your superheroes gay, do it in an alternate universe and have the main universe for the older fans. And they have ultimate so it literally solves all your problems.
You can have your cake and eat it too. That's fine. That way, if you want to race, gender, sexuality bend, that's fine because
all the complaints can literally be answered by you have your comics.
We have ours.
Yeah, and that's and. If
literally every complaint, they could do the most ridiculous things. They could do the most ridiculous things ever, like actually acknowledge that Iceman is straight. But you know.
But also because arguably, by the way, there is a rumor that they actually made that Jean Grey, when she read Iceman's mind, she mind controlled him and made him gay.
That's my interpretation. That's
my interpretation of it too, because I'm like, she reads his mind and all of a sudden goes, "You're gay." I'm like, what?
And can we say, even if he was actually gay in his mind, outing him like that is so
very. If you look at articles back then, if you look at articles back then, Barry Bendis got so much heat for that. And by the way, that's another crime. That was a stupid idea, bringing in the young X-Men. I'm like, what?
Now, a quick side tangent back to DC.
Yeah.
I can forgive a lot of crap with DC.
Yeah.
That's my home, DCAU. I respect it.
Hell yeah.
But when you have an established character, 30 years, Tim Drake, the detective, arguably one of the better Robins, and then you have him break up with Spoiler off screen, no acknowledgement, straight to the narrative.
And she's not even pissed off when she comes and meets the boyfriend. She's not even. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you! I'm so happy to meet you!" Like, what? This is horrible writing.
I'm sorry, but making him black and then also making him gay, it's actually honestly, correct. Feel free to call me out on this, gay, but that actually seems kind of that seems kind of racist. Like,
it is racist.
Why do they make him black and gay? Are you
and
trying
also,
to say that all blacks
here's
are
the
gay?
thing. They always also, whenever they have a gay character, have you noticed they're all like stereotypes of what a
they're
gay
very
stereotypical.
stereotypical.
They're very stereotypical. They're always like super effeminate, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that
like the effeminate gay black dude. Like there's kind of a stereotype for that type of character, and it always seems like they like the hyper lisp, like the really skinny. It seems like they always kind of go that route, like.
Yeah. That's fine, but the way DC has handled it is not good, because here's the thing also.
It's execution, Droga.
Execution is bad. Execution is bad because on paper, I mean, arguably he wasn't, he didn't get any indication.
You can make that argument with his bromance with Tim and Khan. If you really wanted to queer code it, you can make that argument. Yeah. But there was nothing to canonize it.
Tevia makes a good point here. Why not? And Nick and I were having an argument with someone on Twitter.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
oh my God!
And this person said, "Well, the new character has. I mean, the reason why we want to change an established character because the established character has a fan base." And I asked, "What if the fan base rejects that change?" Well, they're just homophobes.
That is cultural colonialism. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
It literally is cultural colonialism.
It in itself,
they basically out themselves as this is not a good faith change. They're
Jared, you mind pulling up Droga's comment, his most recent one?
If they broke up on page, then it would have worked better. I can understand that. Yes.
Thank you. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. I don't care that Tim Drake is black, but the writing is so bad that it's destroying the character for the masses. Yeah. Tim Drake for so long was people's favorite Robin. Mine is Damian, if I have to pick a Robin, an actual Robin, because my favorite Bat Family character is Jason Todd.
Now, Jared, this is what you need. Just wait. Okay. Now, when Damian first came onto the scene and was actually given the Robin moniker and Batman Reborn,
he was annoying.
Tim Drake's no. I mean, that's if you're counting the Gremlin archetype, but please. Tim Drake fans were pissed.
Yeah,
if you had seen the forums and the online websites,
yeah,
I remember like it was yesterday, but they were livid. And you gotta understand this. Damian's mentality is like Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z or Zuko from Atla. The only difference is he's a 10-year-old. He doesn't know.
Also, I gotta give you props for referencing Zuko. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Bunker's a gay character. Yeah, exactly. It's like when I was reading New 52 Teen Titans, I'm reading, and then they just casually say it. I'm like, okay, cool.
And to be perfectly honest, Batwoman is not that bad of a character. When you get writers who actually write her as an actual character who's also gay, he's actually kind of interesting.
She was one of my favorite parts of that arc of Detective Comics Rebirth. You kidding me? She's when they have to fight her father because her father creates the Batmen. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
And honestly, pairing her with Renee Montoya, who is like the new version of the Question, that's not a bad idea.
See, here's the thing. I love how Batwoman was created to ward off rumors that Batman was gay, but then she becomes like an LGBT icon. I'm like, well, all right.
The irony.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Now, I will commend Garcia and Williamson III's Batwoman run and how they chose to walk away when they wouldn't let her get married to Maggie Sawyer. I will commend that.
Yeah. I commend them all. Now that is devotion. I'm like, okay, cool. There you go.
It's like if you have a character who is gay and that is part of her character, why wouldn't you let her get married?
It's like, here's the thing. Even though it wasn't actually in the book, when Greg Rucka did an interview and said he always considered Wonder Woman bi, when I read that, I was like, well, okay. Because you look at her origin, and I'm like,
Amazon, all woman society, it makes perfect sense.
I mean, you could say they have their own, they have a different perception of like relationships, but okay, that's fine. But my point is, I was like, that's not a shock at all because it's like, okay, that makes sense. I really, that's fine. At least you left open for her to have male relationships
I'm
too,
just gonna
that
say,
happens.
see, here's a problem. Whenever they call a character bi in comics or anything,
do you know what it is?
It's their get out of jail free card.
It's so if the fans reject it, they can go, okay, she's going back here. We never, because you notice it's like John Kent. They never made him gay. They could have had him gay, and the story changes not a bit.
And this is my only problem with the whole Son of Kal, John Kent. This is a 10-year-old, arguably 11-year-old boy, tortured, tucked into a wormhole, cosmetically aged up. He would still technically have the mentality of a preteen, and now he has this K-pop boyfriend who's arguably a predator.
And who's a terrorist. Even Batman says he's like, don't trust Jay Nakamura. Yeah. You mean the Drake run where they had him just be Drake? Oh, here's an idea. My superhero identity is just gonna be my last name.
Artemis can get away with that because there's so much mythology around the name Artemis. No one would know that's your actual name.
Yeah. So but Drake, by the way, fantastic run is Rebirth, Red Hood, and the Outlaws. Oh yes. Oh man. Because, dude, Bizarro and Artemis and Red Hood, that is peak writing right there. And plus, you even there was this fantastic panel at the end of the first arc. It's Batman and Red Hood just having burgers on top of the Batmobile. I'm like, this is great. I love this. Plus, I love how Red Hood and Artemis are like the parents, and Bizarro's like their child. They shouldn't have aged up John Kent. He could have. Yeah.
To be fair, Bendis only did that specifically to tuck John into the future with the Legion, give him his own setting, and then pair him with Saturn Girl because Bendis is better at writing teenagers. He did that solely for his own convenience. Editorial and Tom Taylor decided to milk a publicity stunt out of it.
Yeah.
So to be fair, if you want to blame anyone for the John age up, blame Bendis. But everything after that,
Bendis' reasons I can give a pass.
Bendis is a weapon of mass destruction in comics.
I will say, hearing what you said about why Bendis did it, I can kind of give that a pass because like I can understand like, hey, I write teenagers better. I think like he at least had a good story in mind. At least he had a story in mind he wanted to tell.
He had a story in mind. It doesn't mean it was a good storyline because it's Bendis. But by the way, Droga,
I'm trying to give some credit. I'm trying to be fair.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, Droga, exactly. Had they just not aged him up and just allowed to organically grow, it wouldn't have been because there was no indication he was in any way attracted to anything because mentality, he's a 12-year-old.
And what happened to what's her name? Like Kathy Duquesne. Kathy.
Tevia could probably bring it up because he's an expert in the Super Sons. But yeah, but also the Super Sons book was super popular and they canceled it.
The sales were mediocre, but it was a popular book.
It was a popular book. Yeah, he's horrible for aging him up. His Legion of Superheroes was garbage. The problem is that they do it so suddenly. Yeah.
Yeah, Tevi is probably going to be on about a 10-15 minute tangent, so let's just let the
they should have put Bendis on a street level character. That's what you need. Oh, and by the way, Tevia got it. Beacon.
Hey, thanks, Tevia.
But yeah, Bendis is fantastic because actually, what's interesting. When they did the Walmart books and they had Tom King on Superman, which is great, they also had Bendis on Batman, which I've heard is amazing.
Peak Bendis, before Bendis fully peaked, he was great. Mm-hmm. Now it's
like most of my Marvel events were written by Bendis, like Siege, Secret Invasion. Oh, yes. So
early
good.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
It's still fantastic, and that book holds up really well. Besides a few of the pop cultural references that kind of date the book, but it's like it's really really good, and that's the sad part because I wanted to enjoy the Brian Michael Bendis on stuff, but the problem is he changed too much of Superman. Let me put it this way: he changed more of Superman than Zack Snyder did, and Zack Snyder didn't change anything.
The moment Bendis came onto the scene, that's when Superman, Super Sons, Beacon, Maya Jacquard, nobody, Tevia probably knows about this more than I do. Everything just crumbled apart. You already had such a strong synergy with Patrick Gleason. and all
Dan
that.
Jurgens.
And Dan Jurgens, thank you. I wouldn't have given Ben to Superman. I would have let him do Wonder Comics with Young Justice and the Wonder Twins. Oh, God forbid what he was trying to do with the Wonder Twins. Nick, you know what
God.
What was he trying to do?
Wasn't there an orgy in there somewhere?
Yes.
What is with Bendis and orgies?
Yes.
Wait, is he the one? Is he
Yes,
the one
in
who
his
wrote
Wonder
the-
Twins book, in the preview, he wrote that their species was incestuous and poly. But
Oh
was very,
my gosh!
Yeah, I'm trying to keep.
What is
this
wrong
PG.
with Bendis?
I'm trying to keep this.
Oh,
PG.
also, Tevye brings up another crime of Marvel: Civil War II. When they made, when they had when they ruined even further, made Captain Marvel unlikable, which is actually bravo.
I remember Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel.
Yes, me too.
With her. Now, ever since she was adapted based on Brie Larson, she's pretty much turned to a glorified super Karen.
I mean, honestly, he's been like that for the past ever since he became Captain Marvel.
To an extent, but come on.
They even tried to say, "Oh, the Marvel, she's the greatest superhero. The universe is named after her." I'm like,
Marvel. They tried to make Captain Marvel their Superman. It's just they forgot
it was their Wonder Woman. See, here's the thing: the reason why they did a Captain Marvel movie is because they wanted to do Wonder Woman, and all their main, all the female characters that people care about, they didn't have the movie rights to.
See, I say Superman because her power set is very similar.
Very similar to Superman.
He's supposed to be the power pinnacle because Superman is the power pinnacle of DC Universe. If Captain Marvel is the power pinnacle and she has a very similar power set, that's why I'm saying they're trying to position her as the Superman of that universe.
I actually remember 2017 when Wonder Woman came out and just blew Captain Marvel out the water.
And the only reason why Captain Marvel made $1 billion is because they falsely marketed it as required viewing for Avengers Endgame.
No, not only that. It was the only movie to come out in between
those two years.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, also, yes,
they did everything they could, and they had it come out 3 months before Endgame.
Oh, by the way, I love how whenever Tevye talks about Shazam, he just calls him Captain Marvel.
So I respect it.
Yeah, there you go. Because, yes, as a DC fan, there's only one Captain Marvel, and it's Shazam. So there you go. It is a little jarring when, I'm watching, older animation, they call him Captain Marvel, and I'm like, okay.
To play devil's advocate, I actually do feel the name Shazam actually fits the character better. I get it. Captain Marvel was his original name, and he has more of a right to that name than Captain Karen.
Captain Karen. She even has the Karen haircut. That should be her new name, Captain. That's what we should call it from now on, Captain Karen.
Hey,
but I do feel like Shazam is a better name for the character. I actually do.
You don't call him his slave name Shazam.
Now, you want to know what book was really bad?
What?
Teen Titans Academy.
Oh, I've heard that was bad.
It was god awful. Tevye, please, by all means, jump in. But Teen Titans Academy was just god awful.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
it brought back it.
Hey, there you go, Captain Thunder.
You canonize Red X and completely botch it.
Really?
Yeah. Talking like you want to honor the original mystery. You're talking about an animated series that's completely separate. You could do whatever you want.
Who ended up being Red X in the main continuity? Who ended up being Red X?
I don't know.
Who ended up being Red X?
Who?
Yeah.
It's some random student no one really cares about.
Oh,
I mean, honestly, I think Tim Drake would be a good Red X. If you want to give him his own mantle outside of it, if you want to, they're not
going to give their
still technically a hand me down of Dig, so they're not going to give it.
Oh, by the way, here we go. Teen Titans since the New 52 has been dire.
Now the Percy run was not that bad.
True, but yeah, and Draga brings up that Shazam could work as Captain Thunder. That was his name in Flashpoint. Yeah.
Oh,
was bad.
I have one for you. What if Tim Drake was Flamebird?
Ooh.
Because the original inspiration for Nightwing was Flamebird and Nightwing in the Superman story.
It could work.
It could work. Could work.
I would have gone with Phoenix, but I don't want to risk getting pissed off.
Okay. I have to.
I'm gonna have to say issue a cease and desist for that because as the owner of
I am Phoenix.
I have to.
That's
By the way,
the name of my company is the Phoenix Press, so you're infringing on my.
Okay, all right, I'll back off.
infringing on my well, technically, you're infringing on Marvel. Red X was always Jason Todd. It was heavily hinted at in the show. That would have been cool
if they had gone through with it. That would have been cool.
And
why not have?
And the thing is, you know those those shorts they did for Teen Titans. They were like Teen Titans Go Aspo before Teen Titans Go. There's actually a short with Red X. Yeah, exactly. There's that, and there's actually a short where, like you said, Beast Boy says Jason Todd, where they're acknowledging the rumors.
By the way, speaking of Teen Titans Go, how great was that Zack Snyder Teen Titans Go episode?
I commend it. It was good.
I love what they made fun of every single. They made fun of Warner Brothers too, saying it was run down. I also love how Patrick Wilson shows up and then he goes, "I'm Zack Snyder's Watchman."
Yeah, suck it, Warner Brothers.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, did they also acknowledge he was Ocean Master?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, suck it, Warner Brothers.
That's the greatest thing ever. I will thank Zach forever for giving me that line.
Hey,
if I ever
meet, said Damien could be Red X. Now he used to have a code name called Redbird, so they brought that back.
Well, that was the name of his motorcycle.
Seriously? I thought it was a code name.
No. I think
somehow he beat the Suicide Squad.
His motorcycle has been called Redbird, but it's also been called the R Cycle at times.
Huh.
Oh, here's a weird thing that they did. I'm not sure if it's really a crime, but it's a weird thing. When Harley Quinn put Joker's cut off face on Deadshot and then made out with him.
Oh.
It was in that new 52 era of Joker where Joker cut off his face.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was horrible. Like, what the hell? I mean, that was one of the things.
I remember that book. I bought that issue.
I have it in trade. I'm like, oh no.
Oh god.
No. Or Joker's girlfriend who ate the face.
Killer Croc and Enchantress. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's payback.
Oh man. Oh jeez, dude. Why'd you have to do that?
No mercy.
No, I need that for 300. See, this is why I hate the New 52. Yeah, there were a lot of bad decisions in the New 52. I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm saying there were good. There were things that I enjoyed in there, like Superman, Wonder Woman. But yeah, Adam Glass Teen Titans Run ruined Damian Wayne character the same way Bendis ruined. Yeah.
Well, no. Okay. I'll play devil's advocate. The Adam Glass run was very Teen Titans-esque. It basically turned Damian into a parody of Dick Grayson in that show.
True. Oh, but I love how many covers of every Nightwing issue have to feature.
Hold on, just right quick, Jared. I hate to cut you off.
That's fine.
Jin was basically a mix between Starfire and Raven, and if those kids were any older, that might as well have just been a modern retread of New Teen Titans with them. You know what? I'm gonna keep it PG. I'm not gonna make a Nick out of myself. I'm gonna keep it PG.
Oh, that's great. I love that. I'm not gonna make a Nick out of myself.
Careful, brother. Careful.
Okay.
Actually, no, he has not to be careful because guess what? I control who comes and goes out of this. I could do this easily. Watch. I'm just kidding, brother. That was so good.
Brother, you're lucky I love you.
All right.
Me too, brother.
I have the power promotion for Screecher, so. But go on, Jarrett. That was good. Oh my God.
But anyway, okay. You have all these teams together. You have Robin. You have Lobo's daughter. You have this fat Captain Atom ripoff, Roundhouse, and you have Wallace. Red Arrow. And you kind of see this little Spitfire chemistry between Robin and Miko. Then Jin comes in, practically. Okay, imagine Injustice Wonder Woman trying to get with Superman, but with a 4,000-year-old teenager going after a 13-year-old.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Seriously, you might as well just send Heavy the link. I could get him on this. He'll validate everything I'm saying. He'll be my character witness.
In a second, but yeah, but Another crime that I think was one of the, like, how the hell did they decide this? And really, it's when I'm gonna straight up and say it. In the Ultimate Comics, it had Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver hook up. Who authorized that?
Dan Slott.
Oh my god, it sounds like a Dan Slott thing.
Dan, I block everyone on Twitter. Slott.
Dan, I have Marvel published a documentary about my work ethic, and it turns out making fun of me, saying I'm terrible with deadlines.
Was Dan Slott even that good? I think he peaked relatively early in his career.
His Spider-Man, there were parts of his Spider-Man run which were pretty good, but there were some parts of it where I'm like, basically, here's the thing. I refuse to validate any Spider-Man after One More Day, honestly. It's like that was the best Spider-Man. Yeah, but it's like now we're gonna transition, because we talked about comic crimes. How about comic book movie crimes?
I do actually do.
Wait, here's what
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nick.
There's one big DC thing I wanted to bring up beforehand. They all talk about we don't want to sexualize our characters. Then comes Nightwing's ass.
Yeah,
it's like they don't. It's
every
like
cover.
It's like they all talk about they don't want to sexualize their characters, and yet Nightwing is like so sexualized and whatnot. It's just like, I wouldn't care. Like, if both sides are sexualized, that's fine. But the fact that you're all against female sexualization, yet Nightwing gets sexualized, that's gotta pisses me off.
Now sex does sell to a degree, but there's a fine line between sexualization and objectification.
And they're objectifying
Nightwing. They objectify the hell out of Nightwing. Now, my you guys know me. I think you can pretty much guess what I'm going to say is the first comic book movie crime is sending out Justice League.
All right, but I could top it. It. Batman and Robin, 1998.
Yeah.
I'd say Batman Forever because
come on, man.
No. The reason I say is because if you look at like the movie that Joel Schumacher was trying to make,
at least the Schumacher cut.
Well, yes, that as well. But you look at the behind the scenes, and Joel Schumacher wanted to release a lot more Burton-esque movie. I mean, and if you look at the Lost Boys, like if you look at what he did with the Lost Boys, and he could have he would have done he could have done a not as dark version of Batman, but still pretty serious. But yeah, Batman and Robin was basically a toy commercial, you know.
And by
I have no defense for Batman and Robin.
I agree. I enjoyed Matt Reeves' The Batman. I know I've said it's the best Batman solo movie, but honestly, when I rewatch Batman Begins, I'm like, no, Batman Begins is the best Batman solo.
Batman Begins has the tightest Batman story ever. It literally comes full circle.
The contradiction is when he makes a point of saying he won't kill anyone, but then he goes, "I won't save you, but I won't kill you, but I'm not going to save you." You're still killing him by your own definition. You're still killing him. Yep.
It's stupid. It's a cop out.
Wait, my only gripe with the Chris Bale Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy, is they try to ship Bane and Talia.
Wait
a second. Talia hates and wants to kill Batman. Have you read a Batman comic? She is in love with him. She calls him beloved.
Also,
I'm talking about the movie. I know the comics.
No. I know you. I'm saying whoever watches that movie and says it's accurate. Yeah, Nick.
See, it's actually worse because it's not that they're shipping Bane and Talia. Bane is a simp for Talia.
Yeah.
Because if you actually watch the Bat story, Bane is in love with Talia, and Talia is just simply using Bane. Bane has been simping for Talia for decades. It's not even a two-sided thing. It's just simply Bane as a simp.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. My mom and my sister who like the Nolan movies, they prefer the Snyder movies because I have introduced them. But they thought that Tom Hardy as Bane was actually good casting. But me knowing the comics was like, no, he was poor.
No, Eric Foreman as Venom was bad casting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, I will say I think Tom Hardy as Venom was actually pretty decent.
That was good.
The actor himself, I think, did a good job. It's the character built around him, not the best. I think his performance, it's something like I wondered what would go first, your mind or your body. But the fact that they had the mask not be Venom, but like a painkiller was like really stupid.
Well, speaking of voices, how about Batman's voice? Where is it? Where am I? No, it was tolerable in Batman Begins. And I'm like, this is why I like the Snyder movies more. Batman has a voice changer. I'm like, that's way better.
I mean, look at the Keaton films. Even Keaton changed his voice in the Batman suit, but it wasn't as bad.
And Batman purists get so hung up about Batfleck killing. Keaton Batman went on a bloody killing spree.
Nerdette, by the way, Nerdette disputed with me that Keaton's Batman kills. So I sent her links to 5 different videos across the two movies of him killing. He put a bomb in someone's pants.
He threw Joker.
No.
Threw Joker off the roof.
Wait. And smiled. He was like, yeah.
Also, he literally threw the Joker off the roof.
And also, he shot the Joker and the Joker's goons with machine guns and rockets. So if you're talking about the Batmobile having machine guns on it, I'm like, hello.
He deliberately used the afterburner of the Batmobile to set someone on fire.
Oh, and
he confused Harvey and left him to fall to his death.
Oh, and by the way, Battinson shot someone too because someone was going to shoot him with a gun, but Battinson grabbed him, turned him, and then that dude shot another dude.
Okay, that was a well-timed counter. That wasn't...
But it still counts by Batman's own definition. You still aim the gun.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Yeah. I hated in the Dark Knight how they slimmed down the suit because the other one's more intimidating. And that's what Batman's supposed to be. He's not supposed to be tiny.
But
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
But he wanted to turn his head. Yeah,
I know. I'm like, again, say what you want about Snyder, but his bat suits are on point. I mean, look at that right there.
Also, I will say the Patterson bat suit is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Patterson bat suit's actually pretty decent.
For what it is, as a Batman,
and speaking of bat suits, when I first saw the Nightmare bat suit with the trench coat, I actually thought that was Batman 666 for a second. I'm like,
you know what's kind of funny? I love how Tom King used that in his Batman run. When he and Catwoman are in the desert, Batman is legit in there and he's holding a shotgun. And it's like in Flashpoint Beyond, the last panel of issue 1 is the one of the characters sitting on the BVS Batmobile. It's the cowl that annoys me. Yeah, I hate the cowl. I hate the cowl also in Bale because it's too thin. It makes his face look really small. I'm like, it's. I get what
Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. That's the best.
Absolutely,
Joker.
Absolutely. But
now Mark Hamill's a very close second. But if you had to compare the two.
And to be clear, Jared Leto hasn't gotten that much of a chance to allow us to fall in love with him.
But look at it. But look at 2016's the original Suicide. I'm not talking the air cut if it ever comes out, but I'm talking about his performance in the theatrical 2016. Come on, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I will say his performance in the Snyder cut that did kind of turn.
Well, he definitely redeemed himself. Don't get me wrong.
I'll be the bigger man.
I'm sorry. You can rag on him in Suicide Squad all you want, but you can't with a straight face tell me in the Snyder cut in that scene he wasn't the Joker.
Here's another crime of comic. Here's another crime of comic book movies. The plan that Warner Brothers had to replace Superman and Batman with Supergirl and Batgirl.
I think that was just a lot of spite from the previous regime. That whole scenario was just spite.
Yeah, and you notice we're happy that Superman is now back. Superman, the character that started DC. And by the way, since we mentioned Superman coming back, I have to bring up my security camera footage of Henry Cavill coming back as Superman.
You think you can threaten my mother?
That's such a great scene.
That clip never gets old.
Yeah, it never does. I hope that they can do something like that in Black Adam when they eventually fight. But it's like, what were you guys? What's another crime on comic book films? And it doesn't have to be Marvel or DC.
There's not too many of them in films.
I will say one more: Taskmaster and Black Widow.
Yep, I'll give you that one.
They didn't give no Spider-Man 4.
Okay.
The way they handled that was really stupid, and it's like they're building up to a lizard, and the first Amazing movie who they put in there. I'm sorry, that was spite. Using the lizard as your first villain when you know that's what they were building up to. That's spite.
Mm-hmm. Which I love because I'm a big believer that the Amazing movies are underrated.
And
when they came out,
in the Raimi Maguire movies are a masterpiece. I will die on that.
Oh, dude, those are my first superhero movies I've ever watched.
You do know the only reason that they didn't do an Amazing Spider-Man 3 is because there was an event in Brazil that Andrew Garfield was supposed to be there with the president of Sony Pictures. They're going to announce Spider-Man 3 there, but he got off the plane and he was sick and he wasn't able to go to the event, so they canceled Spider-Man 3 because of that. It's that stupid.
Wow.
Now that's spite. That's even worse.
And by the way,
with great power comes great responsibility.
And by the way,
that's a new one.
Yeah. Any opinion on Amazing Spider-Man 2? Okay, Electro was dumb as hell, and the Green Goblin was not the Green Goblin.
The problem I have with Harry is he comes into the second movie and it's like, oh, hey, we're best friends. See, the thing is, Harry in the Raimi ones was there from literally the first few scenes. Mm-hmm. So and they built up that whole thing. Whereas with Harry, if Harry was in the first movie, that would have actually made a little bit different. But it's like this whole different side of Peter that they never talked about in the first movie. You know, like you don't think when he's singing into Osborn said, "Oh yeah, me and Harry are best friends," you know, or like just make some sort of it, like some sort of reference the fact that oh, your luck has run out. Harry's away on business or something like. Make some sort of reference that he's friends with Harry, because he's sneaking into Oscorp all that time. It would have made sense.
Yeah, it would have. Oh, but and I'm gonna say this: it's Morbin time. The first half of Morbius was actually pretty good up until the point his friend shows up and becomes a vampire. Then it goes right down, down.
You mean the moment when the doctor comes in?
And the doctor's
Now, what was worse, Morbius or Mighty Morph or Power Rangers of 2017?
Power Rangers 2017 was good. I am
a hardcore Power Ranger fan, and I will say the movie has its problems, but it is otherwise enjoyable. Basically, the problem with Power Rangers is it's a 2-hour teen movie with a half-an-hour Power Ranger episode tacked on at the end. Yeah, that's basically the movie.
They needed to have more Power Rangers. By the way, Droga says, and I agree with him, killing off Captain Boomerang in the Suicide Squad
was an Australian offense.
Yeah, it was. Which, by the way, also, I enjoyed James Gunn's Suicide Squad, but I couldn't get through Peacemaker. That's it. I was just like,
oh, speaking of Australians and movies, I got a fun fact for you.
What?
So you know how Kano in Mortal Kombat is Australian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you know that he wasn't originally Australian? Because if you look at his original sprites, he's more Asian inspired. The only reason Kano is Australian because when they did the movie back in '95, the actor did an Australian accent and they ran with it, and so they changed the character because of that movie.
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I will go to my grave saying that I really enjoyed the Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat
the modern one, the more modern one that came out.
The first one is actually really enjoyable. It's an Enter the Dragon ripoff, but it's still enjoyable. The 2017 one was really good.
And by the way, what about the 1990 Spawn movie? I started it. From what I saw, it is bonkers.
It's really good. It's over the top, but it's really good.
But
also,
I've enjoyed what I saw.
before we get off, I'm gonna censor myself. Kato wins, you effing beauty. I'm sorry.
I just love in the movie and the one that came out on HBO Max where they're like flawless victory.
That movie, like I really like the 27, like the recent Mortal Kombat movie because like it knew exactly what it wanted to be and it did went for it.
Now let me ask you guys this. All right, what is your least favorite Snyder movie?
Are non-DC ones allowed?
Yes, I said Snyder movie. I didn't say DC. I said Snyder.
I would have to say Army of the Dead.
Mine too. It doesn't mean I hate the movie. It's just that that's the one that's like, it's not my favorite Snyder movie. I think you guys can guess what my favorite Snyder movie is. I'm like Tevye in that way. But
you're literally wearing the shirt.
That's over there. Yeah. All right. Sucker Punch is, but that's a sin because I love Sucker Punch.
I like Sucker Punch too. And I actually feel like Watchmen is a hugely underrated movie.
Oh, by the way, for this Snyder Sunday, we are going to do the Snyderverse Trivia Night. I decided that this coming Sunday is the week we're doing it. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it, but we are doing. I have to do Sunday because on Saturday I'm seeing Black Adam and Henry Cavill's triumphant return. So there you go, and Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, which is the best casting I could have ever picked for Dr. Fate.
I'm going to the movie for Dr. Fate alone.
Yeah.
So are we all going to see Black Adam on Saturday?
Yeah.
Should we do a Black Adam stream?
Yes.
We can. I'm going at 8 p.m. So depending on how late.
It's roughly a 2.5 hour film. So by the time it takes you to get back and get your equipment,
10:30.
10:30, 11 o'clock, somewhere around there.
If you guys are up, I can do it. So
I mean, I'll be up, and let's be fair, it's already 10:30.
And by the way, if we do a stream on it, it's going to be a spoiler stream. I'm not doing like, what can we talk about? No, we're spoiling it. We're spooling it, fools. We're spooling it. But,
yeah,
all right.
I feel like
tentatively
doing it on Saturday. I feel like because people are probably want to hear our thoughts on Black Adam, and it's the day it came out. Because I feel like people are waiting to hear our thoughts on it. So I feel like doing it on Saturday would be a really good opportunity.
Yeah, but that's earlier. I can do the. I can arrange the times. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it's essentially yeah. So tentatively, three of us will, and maybe Toledo will do a Black Adam stream. We'll see what happens. But anyway.
Yeah, hopefully we should have more information.
Oh, I have another crime. Wonder Woman 1984. That whole movie's a crime. That whole, particularly when you're following up from Wonder Woman 1, it's the same director and everything. It's not like they changed directors. What the heck happened?
That movie needs to. I just want to throw a physics textbook at that movie.
Because here's the thing: I am a hardcore Wonder Woman fan. I read her comics, and that was offensive to me.
I knew this was coming. And
the thing is that I wanted to be excited about it because it had the Kingdom Come golden armor. It had Maxwell Lord, another wasted kid. That's a sub crime right there.
They turned Maxwell Lord into Trump. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they did, and that's your political statement. I'm like, however you feel about Trump, that was just badly done.
I really feel like they had a kind of a good idea with Cheetah. I feel like the story with her was actually kind of decent, but they kind of bungled it towards the end.
What they should have done with Maxwell Lord is had him actually have powers and be the bad guy he is, because he's a legit force, and had Wonder Woman kill him. Can you imagine the antis reacting to Wonder Woman murdering someone?
Imagine if they framed it exactly like Man of Steel, Imagine he just has eye beams.
Because that's what happens in the comics. But wait, there was I was having a debate about Zack Snyder's movies with a bunch of antis, and they brought up Snyder doesn't understand Wonder Woman. They put up the photo of that he has of Wonder Woman like 1518 of like her holding up the severed heads. See, he wants Wonder Woman to be a murderer. Wonder Woman doesn't kill. Have you seen the first movie? She cuts people with a sword.
Mm-hmm. Also, Tevye, I have a question for you. Which Dark Phoenix?
And by the way, the movie labeled Dark Phoenix is actually not that bad.
It is painfully meh. It is
I need this as a drop. Alistair! No, you know what I need as a drop? Wonder Woman, like, moving through the wind and having a piece of paper hit her in the face. Which became, like, the meme for, like, Justice League. And by the way, yes, Fan 4 Stick was a crime to Fantastic Four fans. Absolutely. The last battle is, like, a minute.
X-Men I actually 3. Forgot that movie existed.
Remember X-Men the Doctor 3. Doom? X-Men 3. Oh, jeez. Because you had X-Men 1, X-Men 2.
Hugh Jackman could not save that movie.
No, you could not. How excited are we that he's coming back for Deadpool?
Okay, so
wait. I have drops. Hang on, real quick, Nick, and I promise you can talk. I just want to throw these in here. Hang on. All right, there you go. I had to when we mentioned Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard the director's cut is actually for Daredevil is better.
Oh, it's a lot better.
Yeah. 2003 Daredevil is a good movie, and I will die on that hill. Also, I actually feel like the first Ghost Rider is kind of a guilty pleasure movie. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I love the soundtrack in Ghost Rider 2. The soundtrack in Ghost Rider 2 was legit.
Also,
it's a heavy metal.
Rise of the Silver Surfer is okay. It's just they made
Galactus. Yeah,
they ruined Galactus.
Galactus is not a cloud.
The first Fantastic Four movie, I will defend as it's a good movie.
No, the first Fantastic Four movie is great. 2 is good. Literally, the only my only gripe with 2 is Galactus. That is it. Because the rest of it is actually very cool. I like that movie.
Fantastic Four 2 has my favorite Stan Lee cameo. Because, like, when they're doing the wedding...
Yeah, I should be on that list. Stan Lee. Okay, no. No, I'm on that list. I'm Stan Lee.
What the best part is, that actually happened in the comics. Like, during the wedding of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, like, the actual people,
really?
Like, they literally pulled something out of the comics.
You mean the one with the Hulk dogs? The one where he's fighting gamma dogs and he's a neon green Hulk. I'm like,
I gotta give that movie. They actually tried some stuff like the whole comic panel transitioning thing and like.
But they did it at the parts where no one wanted. Have more, they should have done more of the panels when he was Hulk instead of him staring at a rock.
I have a little bit of leeway for that movie because like they tried. They legitimately tried.
But also, you can't defend Hulk just staring at a rock. That's an actual scene in the movie. I'm like, you're the Hulk. The honest trailer goes, come on, smash something. All right, I will defend the 2011 Hulk movie. I will defend that movie because that's
easy.
That is an underrated movie. And that was the last time we got a badass Hulk, because besides that, it was like a steady decline. Actually, Age of Ultron, I would say, was the last time we got a badass Hulk. Maybe Thor or Ragnarok, but
Ragnarok was okay.
I would have loved.
I feel like after Ragnarok, they took the limiters off of Taika Waititi and they paid the price.
I would love if, like in Endgame, just once, Banner let the Hulk take over, and the Hulk got a rematch against Thanos and just bodied him. It would have been like the Hulk version of Not Impressed.
But I will say, the whole "you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are."
You will. The way she just says, "You will."
Like, you want badass good girl moment. That's how you do it. Like, I'm sorry, that moment, that was an earned moment.
Here's a crime. Whatever the hell they're doing with the Hulk.
Well, a lot of that is due to licensing because they don't want to share money with credit and money with Universal. So
okay, well, it's still a crime. How about Scar?
That's a crime.
That is a crime. They have Scar with a man bun.
Or
when Nerdette was defending Scar, I was like, no, I'm on the wrong stream right now. You saw my reaction, Jarrett.
Or like with the way they handled Daredevil. Look what they did to my boy.
No, they handled him pretty much the way Daredevil is in the comics.
They had him do a walk of shame.
If you're going,
the walk of shame part is stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, Here's another crime. They introduce Professor X and just kill him like that. But I do love he comes in and you hear da na 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 na. I'm like, oh yes, thank you. You know what's actually not a crime is the Ms. Marvel show, because that show is delightful.
And I will say, having Haley Atwell return as Captain Carter,
that was good. That was good.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I like that.
It was kind of funny when Monica Rambeau shows up as Captain Marvel. Remarkably, I like Captain Marvel more. I wonder what it is.
Also,
Mr. Fantastic showing up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I can't believe I got the guy from The Office.
Hello, Steven.
No. See, well, the thing is, that's what that's the person that everyone's casting as Reed Richards.
And
I just really hope
with the beard, he looks like Reed. Yeah, I know. He looks like Reed in the comics because Reed has a beard now, so it looks like it. And they actually brought back Black Bolt, but he's actually in a comic accurate suit. Although wait. Yeah, I'm about to say that's my next crime, where they instead of having I would have loved if he blasted Wanda once and then she did that. But Reed just gives away his powers like an idiot. It's supposed to be the smartest dude they introduced him, the smartest dude in the world, Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.
The Matrix did it better.
Yeah. Heck, they kill Black Bolt. No, that shouldn't make you happy.
No.
You hate the Inhumans.
I guess you could say it was a really mind-blowing twist.
As an X-Men fan, I have to I'll give you a.
You did not see that coming? You did not see that coming?
Yeah, I know. I'm going to give you a.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
but I'm not sorry.
No, you will be. You will be. Here's Nick.
I can maintain the puns for as long as I need to. I'm not lying. Boy, Jared, you really stuck it to me with that one.
Get over here.
I did with that one too.
But I already am over here. I already am. You wanted me to come to your stream, so I came over.
Yeah, whatever.
We could do this all night.
One more.
Second Warner Brothers.
More like
just because
I could do this all day.
They did that. I love how that's become Cap's thing, which I love that. Because an X-Men fan was really pissed off the years of Marvel's trying to replace the X-Men with the Inhumans, even though they're not the same thing.
They're really not. I don't know why people think that.
To be fair, that was more Ike Perlmutter's thing.
Yeah.
Ike Perlmutter was really kind of really threw a monkey wrench into the first two phases. Because if it wasn't for Ike Perlmutter, we would have gotten a Black Panther movie a lot earlier. And also, we would have gotten the Black Widow earlier.
When it actually should have come out, which is during Civil War.
Phase 3.
Yeah.
Also, Ike Perlmutter, if he had his way, Tony Stark would not have been in Civil War.
Well, he's supposed to be in there.
He's right.
Hey, Isaac, what's up? Thanks, dude. For your kind words.
Really? Snyder Queen didn't show up? I thought for sure she'd be here tonight.
She's probably sleeping. It's fine. She'll be here on the. I guarantee you, she'll be here on the Snyder stream, and she'll be heckling us because we'll be talking about. I'm going to tell you guys one of the questions. What shipping sucks? Just that way you know what to say. How great would it be they restore the Snyderverse? Zack Snyder comes back, and the first image in JL2 is him making out with Wonder Woman. I'm telling you. That was actually super popular, pun intended.
I think Taladia and Snyder Queen would agree that Wonder Bat's more likely on that one.
Taladia is just messing with me, but here's the thing. Let's talk about that real quick. Is Zack really promoting Wonder Bat when he just had literally the only scene where they kind of have a point is when their hands touch on the mouse, but the BVS scenes, that's just Batman flirting with everyone. He flirts with anyone in a dress to get what he wants. But with the mouse,
and that's one of the main reasons Nightwing becomes a man whore.
Exactly, because who is his adopted father? Batman, like father, like son. Yeah, that would drive me back. Yeah, I perma ruined everything. Oh, here's another crime. First off, Avengers 2, when Joss Whedon had the Hulk and Black Widow. No, here's the thing. It was not set up like pretty much at all, really.
I was more so different to it, but I see where you're coming from.
It was not.
I don't really have a problem with the idea of them being together, but I do agree it wasn't set up the best.
It wasn't set up properly. It was just like, wait, what?
We're doing this now.
Like, it would have been one thing if, like, in Avengers, they would have kind of had a little bit of, like, attraction.
A little bit more of it, because they did have, like, some back and forth, but you need more to establish a romantic relationship.
Yeah, maybe not have them get together in Avengers, but have them be enough attraction to where when you see them in Age of Ultron where they're together, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Because here's the thing.
That's where it led. Like, okay,
if you go off of Avengers 1, it's very clear she has feelings for Hawkeye.
Remember Budapest?
Which on later makes it actually kind of creepy because he's married at that time.
Yeah, but I'm like, before we knew that, the only person that she had like major like romantic tension was Hawkeye, which I'm like,
maybe Cap, but that's if you're going by Winter Soldier.
Cap was more. I feel like Cap, he was being more playful with him.
But I would love
because Cap never really reciprocates the romantic stuff. He honestly almost calls her out on it sometimes.
I would love, by the way, if they did they can't do it now because she died. If they did like the run where Bucky became Captain America and he was dating Black Widow at the same time, that was great. They should basically adapt anything Ed Brubaker, Captain America, adapt. I gotta say, Yelena is always a treat to watch on screen. Oh, I love her. That's why I'm not really like.
But I'm not really mad at her becoming Black Widow because they actually took the time to establish your character and get you to like her. Where she's not even like really she's a Black Widow. She's not the Black Widow.
Yeah, they make a point of saying that it's different than Thor because the Black Widow is not really a mantle. It's like a group.
Yeah. So it's like, and it's like she's a sister, and it's like endearing.
Plus,
you know what's a real crime?
What?
The Netflix shows were never MCU canon in the first place.
Because they could have been easily. Because I would have loved doing like a battle in New York if like the Punisher showed up and started mowing down like Shatari.
I was hoping for an Endgame where like it's like that. Oh, you want more? And then he opens another portal, and it's like the Defenders walk out.
What I would have wanted was this: Punisher, War Machine. Dude, can you imagine the Punisher with Iron Man armor?
The thing is, the way they're treating the Punisher
that's
now,
a War Machine.
I'm really scared about for them doing anything Punisher related because they're gonna mess it up.
Because here's the thing: if they're making Kraven, if they're making Kraven a vegan animal rights activist, they'll probably make Punisher an anti-gun activist.
Like I remember hearing at one point they wanted to make Kraven like a Wakandan, like an exiled Wakandan.
That would have been cool.
We can work with that.
But like wait, Kraven the Hunter is an animal rights activist. He wears pelts.
Yeah, it's like
have you looked at the character? I'm sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Like making him like a black Wakandan, but like that would have been if they would have done it right. It would have at least been a situation where it's like it's not the exact version, but they got the spirit of the character. They're respecting the character. Okay, fine. I'm gonna roll with this.
Yeah, there would have been the crowd that's like, they're race-bending Kraven. But they would have been able to like still get the essence of the character as opposed to what Sony's doing now. And I'm like,
wait. Really, that's more of a cosmic casting choice anyway. Mm-hmm. So that as long as it doesn't take away from the spirit of the character, it wouldn't really affect much.
See, by the way, also that's kind of my feelings is where is like that's why 2003 Daredevil. Mark Clark Duncan is an amazing Kingpin. If you disagree, you're wrong. And also you had Black Jim Gordon. I'm sorry that when I first heard
he was great in the Batman. He was great.
He was a perfect Jim Gordon. He was exactly everything Jim Gordon. And like I'm sorry, Zoe Kravitz, she's not the first. She's not even the second black woman to play Catwoman, so I don't care about that.
And she was great as Catwoman. I was honestly so, except for there was one line in the middle of the movie that I believe and Nick knows what I'm talking about, where she makes a very political line that sort of dates the movie. But besides that, because she captured the essence of the Catwoman character, where like she's more of like out on her luck, basically trying to explain to Batman it's not always black and white.
Wait, we still talking about Halle Berry's Catwoman?
No, we're talking about
Zoe
Kravitz because Halle Berry's Catwoman is a crime. That's a crime right there.
Also, Eartha Kitt is literally one of my favorite Catwomans. I'm sorry. Eartha Kitt was an amazing Catwoman.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so Tevia asks, any opinion on Sony making a Madam Web movie? Because I find that movie to be a horrible idea because it's basically a Terminator ripoff. Yeah. And first off, I'm like, who cares about Madam Web? When Sony has Spider-Man, they're making Madam Web. And wait.
The Venom movie at least made some sort of sense because he at least
Venom's actually a popular character.
Yeah, and it's like Morbius. They actually try to make it a bit kind of standalone, like try to do what Blade did, where it's technically a comic character. They kind of did it as a horror movie.
No,
Morbius, he could have had work.
If MCU tries to do Blade and it's not rated R, that would be a crime.
Oh, it's not going to be rated R.
Oh, you did hear that the production is on hold now.
Yeah, it's on hold. They're rewriting the script. Apparently, the script was only going to have a half hour of action and was going to focus on Blade's daughter. And by the way, also, why are they making an El Muerto movie? You may be wondering, who? And I go, exactly.
El Muerto.
I'm like, oh my gosh. What you have Spider-Man. You could make a badass Spider. Can you imagine they make the third Andrew Garfield movie but they bring Spider-Gwen into that universe? Can you imagine?
And it's played. Okay. Here's how
it has to be played by Emma Stone though.
No. Here's how the scene goes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where a portal opens up and Spider-Gwen walks out and it's Peter in his house and it's like, Peter, Gwen. It's like, I thought you died, and they both say it, but they both at the same time.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
And then basically, the whole movie is basically it's because from Peter's point of view, he's still in love with Gwen, but from this Gwen, her Peter died, and it's basically Gwen falling back in love with Peter all over again.
And they can do a fish out of water storyline because she's dead in this universe, and she has to like reconnect with her life.
It could work.
It's a buddy cop of two spider people. It'd be dope, but they're not doing that.
Their chemistry is so good that it carried those two movies.
Oh yes. And I honestly, when Gwen died, Andrew was such a great actor that I actually felt that. Which is why I also felt it when I knew as soon as they showed MJ falling in the Far From Home trailer that, okay, Andrew's going to catch her. I saw that coming a mile away because that's just a wasted opportunity. Assuming that, again, at the time, assuming he's in this movie, they have to have him catch.
Yeah, everyone was literally calling that. Like everyone was.
I love how they tried to honestly make us think that there was only gonna be one Spider-Man in the movie when they have that one trailer where Lizard's face just goes for no reason.
I got to admit, I feel like at some point they realized, okay, everyone knows, but let's just lean in the joke. Let's pretend that we don't know because it's obvious that like they knew the jig was up, but like let's not say it, but let's just double down on it. Let's make it a whole joke because like. I feel like them doing that actually made the whole thing even better.
Wait, Tevia wants a Mayday Parker movie. You could do that.
Yes, that would be a great Spider-Man.
You could actually do that because what they should do is make is basically use that as an opportunity to like really push Peter and MJ. I think they really ought to do that. But now that Quesada has left Marvel, they could put them back together.
They ain't gonna do it though because one of the writers left for Substack, so they had Mary Jane pair with another guy out of spite.
Yeah, which hopefully someday over the rainbow will undo this horrible mistake.
I mean, honestly, I kind of want them to just revive Gwen and then put her in the mix. Like, I think that would actually make like bring back the whole '60s kind of like Gwen or Mary Jane thing. Like, because literally, if they have an opportunity to create a genuine Betty and Veronica kind of situation with Gwen.
Now we're pulling Archie comics now.
Oh my gosh, Archie man.
I mean, to be fair, Gwen and Mary Jane words. I mean, you can't look at the whole dynamic.
Oh, there's definitely some similarities. No one's denying that.
Mm-hmm.
I say bring it back. Like with
that
the whole how she like.
Here's the problem with that. The death of Gwen Stacy was such a pivotal part of Peter Parker's history. It undermines that. It's like bringing back Uncle Ben.
Now, if you do Spider-Gwen and Mary Jane, you might be able to get away with it because that's another version of Gwen.
But they tried doing that, and then they both said, I really only see you as a friend. And plus, Spider-Gwen likes Miles.
Yeah, like the movies.
That's disturbing.
Okay, so most of my Miles experience comes from the movies, and I've actually like looked at the cutscenes for the video game. Like, the video game actually is a pretty good depiction of Miles as well.
Oh,
like,
yeah, the video game is dope.
But like
yeah, they did try and do this, but it turned out it was like it was like a Celestial or something like that. I don't know. Marvel's creatively bankrupt at this point in terms of the comics. Case in point, they put Ta-Nehisi Coates on Captain America.
Again?
No. I mean, that's a symptom of that. Remember wait. I can't believe I'm a Captain America fan, and we're talking about crimes of comics, and I didn't bring that up.
Right?
I must say, I actually do like the Spider-Gwen costume and like the setup in her universe where like Peter Parker is her Uncle Ben and she's like a drummer in a rock band.
That's great.
Like ballerina. Ballet is how she like focused her powers. I actually think it's actually kind of cool.
That's great. So before we log off, I want to rant about Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America because I just brought that up. I can't believe I didn't think about this. So I have the first couple of trades of that because it started off so good because you have Captain America going, how can I keep calling myself Captain America if I'm constantly against the U.S. government? That's cool. Then it just went right off the rails. He has Captain America beating people up in bars for being racists. I'm like, Cap would never do that. He would talk to them, but he wouldn't just outright just attack them. And the problem is that you had the Alex Ross covers too, so it was like I'm like I want to read this. I want this, but the writing is crap. Let me put it this way, Nick. That was as bad as Bendis on Superman.
That's arguably worse.
A little worse because actually, you know what, Jay Heat, you wanted to take over this rant for me.
No. Let's get into it. You have a literal icon, almost as iconic as Superman, going up. Oh God!
And you give him to someone who has expressed hatred of the United States.
Even badmouthed 9/11.
First responders. So I'm like, what the hell was Marvel?
Is he the same guy who hid like ISIS?
No. That dude was fired.
So apparently they do have some standards.
Yeah, some standards. Not a lot, but it's Marvel. But yeah, you put someone that represents that's like as iconic as arguably Marvel Superman, and you put him in someone that clearly doesn't understand. Like you have physical evidence that this person hates what this character stands for. I'm like,
and his Black Panther wasn't that good either.
Yeah, I'm like, you could have just continued with what Brubaker did because the Brubaker run is flawless. Love the Brubaker. You had Winter Soldier. You had the Return of Captain America. You had you essentially had like the death of Captain America. Hell, that was fantastic. Seeing Tony Stark's guilt. It was so because how often do you see Tony Stark actually regret something he did?
Let alone give a damn.
Let alone give a damn. I know, but it's like that was some of the most fantastic Captain America writing I have ever read, and I'm convinced we'll probably never have another Ed Brubaker run. Like Nick, here's the funny part, and I told my co-host Lad about this because he thought Bucky the Winter Soldier has existed for like years and years and years and years and years, and I'm like, no, that's a recent thing because remember there were 3 characters that were never supposed to come back to life. Jason Todd, Bucky Barnes, and Uncle Ben. All 3 of these have come back in some form or another.
Even Uncle Ben has come back a few times.
Yes, in an Elseworlds thing. But what I mean is like essentially as a Spider-Verse thing. But my point is like I love how all of them come back. So on that note, we're gonna call us one to an end. I'm gonna drop some info for the guest. Nick, while I do that, why don't you, because I know you're just chomping up the bit to do it, do some Screecher promo.
Oh, well, in that case, let me just kind of cue it up real quick, because I'll probably be sharing my screen. Alrighty then, and where's that? Alright, and away we go.
And here we go.
Alright, so you guys... Oh, wait.
She was one of them too, but my point still stands.
Yeah, no one stays dead in comics except Uncle Ben. So, something that's not dead is Screecher. So, you guys are freaking awesome. And we got past our first stretch goal of $1,500. The next one is $2,000. And if you get there, we will be able to have print outs of some of the character designs. So if you like this and you want it in print form, make sure to help us get to $2,000. And yeah. So if you're looking for a good comic, alternative, this is heavily inspired by the DC comics of yesteryear, like the late 90s, early 2000s. That's why when you guys were saying like late 90s, early 2000s, like you're kind of ragging on them, I was like, but Screecher!
I didn't say all of it.
Just look at this cover, though.
Can you have someone in like a future Screecher issue have the Superboy look and have someone make fun of them?
I actually like that look, so no.
But which Superboy look are we talking about? We're talking about Connor's 90s or
the way he looks now with the hair and the jacket. Yeah, the F-boy look. Yeah, exactly. That's that. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. I'm not even angry you swore because that's pretty much it.
I mean, I might have a thing where it's like they have like a superhero costume with a leather jacket, and then Sue walks up to him, yanks it off, and says, "This isn't the 90s anymore."
And take those pouches off.
Maybe.
Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Oh my god, I could just imagine like she gets like a modification to this, like someone proposes a modification to the suit, it has a bunch of pouches on it. I could totally see her saying, "Your design looks like Rob Liefeld barfed all over it."
I do love, by the way, how like in Deadpool 2 when Domino was like having her luck thing, she's like, it doesn't sound very cinematic. It sounds a lot like it's created by a comic book writer who can't draw feet. Oh, by the way, did you see this? Warner TV was showing like an announcement, and they're showing Zack Snyder's Justice League footage. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty indicative. Someone keeps commenting on my videos that they keep seeing reports that Justice League is going to be the canon, and that somehow Justice League is going to lead to the Nightmare universe. And I'm like, explain all the marketing, ignoring that Justice League ever happened.
That's about it. And Tevia, I know I'm going to make you mad by saying this, but that's just about as likely as Young Justice coming back for season 5. I hate to say it, but
yeah. It's like it's
just not pulling the numbers.
Yeah, it's the 10th viewed thing on HBO Max, and yeah, that could sound good, but right now Zaslav wants the number 1, maybe like
the only reason,
5 top 5.
The only reason Harley Quinn is safe is because it's doing gangbusters, and Harley Quinn is getting the general audience, and the general audience is watching Harley Quinn
because it's a Rick and Morty thing, and the general it's basically DC's version of Rick and Morty.
I don't know.
Me too, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But anyway, all right. So Jarrett, what you got to promote, brother?
Well, basically, my YouTube channel, I kind of took a bit of a downgrade for a while, but I'm thinking about starting up again. So please like, comment.
You can collab with me anytime you want.
Please, by all means. I'm actually thinking about it, Jarrett. If you'll have me, I'll be welcome to stream with you more. And
absolutely.
Yeah. This was a good chat. Nick is good
Yeah.
to hear from you too.
Same. I've been letting my YouTube channel fall. I've been trying to get my Friday show back up and going, but somebody is busy with work.
Well, with Screecher, you're bound to make a comeback.
Yeah. So if you're ever free on Friday and you want to do a hangout stream, let me know.
Please, by all means, I'll talk to Jarrett and hopefully we can set it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it was good meeting y'all.
On that note, I'm gonna call it, and remember, everyone, stay heroic, and I will see you in the next one.
Excelsior!
Yeah.